Who's that? Commander Claw. Who's bad? Commander Claw.
Did you know, as of right now, May 13th, 2025, before 11 a.m., before the next wave of spoilers from Final Fantasy has been debuted, there are only 17 spells that tutor for artifact equipments. And the reason why I'm telling you this, as you plan on building Cloud Midgar Mercenary, you might be looking for other spells that tutor for artifact equipments. Yes, right here in this video, or right on this slide, I show you 3 of them. But there's 14 more, actually 13 more, not including Cloud here. But anyway, on to Cloud Midgar Mercenary. Well. Welcome back to another episode of Breaking Brews. This is your first time here. I'd like to say thank you. My name is Commander Claw. That's my YouTube name for everything deck building EDH here in the world of Magic the Gathering. And we are in the wave of Final Fantasy spoilers. And what I like to do here is showcase at least 5 cards that go with the commander or that offer some kind of synergy or just a interesting idea just to help you brew better, brew differently, or brew something as you plan on deck building with Cloud, Midgar, Mercenary. And without further ado, let's talk about our man here from Final Fantasy. And oh yeah, hey, for all you Final Fantasy fans out there, I will tell you this. I'll be straight honest. I'm just now learning Final Fantasy characters. So if I pronunciate the names incorrectly, feel free to put the phonetics in the comments below. It does not hurt my feelings. I do have a really best close friend that is a Final Fantasy fanatic, but he's all the way in Arizona, and you know where I'm at. I'm over here on the East Coast, so I just don't get to talk to him and hang out with him all the time. So I need your support to help me learn these Final Fantasy lore. Without further ado, Cloud, Midgar Mercenary. So, for 2 white mana, he's a 2/1 body, legendary human soldier mercenary. When Cloud enters, search your library for an equipment card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Okay, right there, we're tutoring for artifact equipments. Cool. This might be a Voltron commander, most likely a Voltron commander with equipment. His next ability says, as long as Cloud is equipped, if an ability of Cloud or an equipment attached to it triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Look, I don't need to add any fluff to this. Any ability that adds an additional trigger is powerful. Any ability that adds an additional trigger of an ability is powerful. So all these Voltron commanders, well, such as Cloud. Cloud is our Voltron commander here, which is probably what you're going to build. Imagine those equipment's effects triggering 2 times. 2 times. That can be real ugly. And if you have a psionic resonator, it could be an additional time, a total of 2 additional times. So let's get into these equipments that you're probably going to add with Cloud. And also, I have some other commanders that work well with him if he's in your 99. So, first of all, from the Aether Drift set, which a lot of people didn't like, I liked it. I thought it was a cool set because it came with a lot of vehicles, and I thought that was different. But we're going to talk about the Aether Spark here. From Aether Drift, for 4 mana, it is a legendary artifact planeswalker equipment. OMG. A legendary artifact planeswalker equipment. That means Cloud can tutor this. So if you don't know what this card does, for 4 mana, has 4 loyalty. It says as long as the Aether Spark is attached to a creature, the Aether Spark can't be attached and has whenever equipped creature deals combat damage during your turn, put that many loyalty counters on the Aether Spark. So essentially, if this is on Cloud, you get to put an additional amount of loyalty counters on the Aether Spark because it triggers an additional time. Wow. Wow. So the first loyalty ability, +1, attach the Aether Spark up to 1 target creature you control, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. Okay. For its -5, draw 2 cards. Okay. -10, add 10 mana of any one color. This is if this is on Cloud, this is like an ultimate utility artifact, planeswalker equipment. I mean, if you're able to add double the amount of counters, loyalty counters on it a bit, pretty much, you get to use it as twice as much. Because the second ability for -5, draw 2 cards, that's pretty steep. That's pretty steep. So essentially, if Cloud's on it, you can get. I'm just creating numbers here. If you get 10 loyalty counters, that means you get to do the Aether Sparks, draw 2 cards for -5, then on another turn, another -5, right? That's very substantial. And it lasts longer on the battlefield because what? It can be attacked. Hmm. Sorry, it can't be attacked. Whatever. There's a bunch of spells like burn spells that can remove counters. So there you go. The Aether Spark, great card. Moving on to the next. I thought this one is really cool for y'all. Adaptive to Omni tool for 2 mana. Artifact equipment. Equip creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. Okay, I'm thinking if I'm building Cloud Midgar Mercenary, it's definitely going to be artifact heavy, uh, artifact equipment heavy. So we already get +1/+1, right? But the next ability says, whenever equipped creature attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Equip 3. So if this is attached to Cloud, we get to do this 2 times. You look at top 6 cards, then additional top 6 cards. That's like a total of 12 cards and a total of 2 artifact cards that you get to put into your hand. It doesn't have to be equipments. It just says artifact card. Moving on. Now, as the spoilers are being released for Final Fantasy MTG, they're going to be releasing more artifact equipments that I haven't seen yet. There's just a lot of cards. I can't say I'm overwhelmed, but I got to take a break. Got to digest some of what stuff I'm reading. So we got Veterans Armaments, my favorite equipment for Cloud right now. For 2 mana, it says it's a tribal artifact, soldier equipment. Okay, Cloud is a soldier. You like that? Okay. Equipped creature has whenever this creature attacks or blocks, it gets a +1/+1 until end of turn for each attacking creature. Then it says whenever a soldier creature comes into play, you may attach veterans armaments to it. Equip 2. First of all, it is a free equip with Cloud. You can throw this on the battlefield first, cast Cloud later, automatically attaches to Cloud. That's great. But its ability says whenever pretty much Cloud attacks or blocks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each attacking creature. So if you are on the offensive, you're going to attack. It gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. Okay. Now let's flip this. Let's say you're playing defense. Opponents are attacking you, and they got 5/2/2 creatures coming at you. If you decide to block with Cloud, and you have Veterans Armaments equipped to them, that means you get +1/+1 for each attacking creature. That is gross. You know what makes this even better? If Cloud has Vigilance, so you don't tap to attack, that means you can block. So all those opponents who want to go wide and attack you, they have to recognize the power scale or the power boost that they will be giving Cloud if Veterans Armaments is equipped to them. Moving on to Voltron Commanders and using Cloud in the 99. Oh yeah, I feel like this is an unpopular commander, but if you ever play with it, it is a very fun commander. I have a Bruno Battlehammer deck, and he's just going to get better with Final Fantasy because there's more artifact equipments coming out that are just sneaky powerful and I think are underrated. Let me read to you what he does. For 2 Emboros, 5/3 body, legendary dwarf warrior. He says each creature you control gets +2/+0 for each equipment attached to it. This gets nasty when you got those low CMC artifact equipments attached to creatures. And it's easy to flip over artifact equipments in white and red because they tutor or impulse draw them very effectively. Otherwise, Bruno Battlehammer says you may pay 0 rather than pay the equip cost for the first equip ability you activate each turn. This gets really nasty because I can't. I'm running a blank right now. Anyway, the hammer for 1 CMC, but it has 8 to equip. If you have Bruno or Battlehammer, it costs 0 to equip if it's the first equip ability. That just bypasses that 8 equip cost. That is amazing. That is amazing. So Cloud works well with Bruno or Battlehammer because he gets to tutor an artifact equipment. And hey, all those artifact equipments that you tutored or have on the battlefield, if they're paired with Bruno or Battlehammer, Cloud can get +2/+0 for each equipment attached to him. What are we talking about here? Moving on to the next. Okay. Arna Kennerud, I know I said that wrong, Sky Captain, is probably one of the few Esper commanders I don't hate because it's a completely different build most of the time. Most Esper commanders to me are generally the same type of gameplay. I don't know. And that gameplay to me is just, oh, cool. You get to play with some of the most powerful creatures in any combination, and you get to throw them on the battlefield any type of way. And pretty much you have a powerful creature, counter spells, and pretty much vigilance, and you can attack without being hurt. That's what Esper says to me. But anyway, let's get to Arna, Kennerud, Sky Captain. For 2 and Esper, 4/4 body, human knight, legendary. They have flying, lifelink, ward, discard a card. So that means if an opponent tries to target it, they have to discard a card. Otherwise, that target spell or ability is countered. Next, whenever a modified creature you control attacks, double the number of each kind of counter on it. Then for each non-token permanent attached to it, create a token that's a copy of that permanent attached to that creature. My God. My God. This is gross. First of all, modified creatures are creatures that have auras attached to them, counters on them. I forgot what else is there. There's one more thing. Anyway, they're generally power boosts, +1/+1 counters, indestructible counters, an aura. There's one more. Put in the comments below. I'm just running a blank right here. But otherwise, then for each non-token permanent attached to it, create a token that's a copy of that permanent attached to it. So you essentially can make token copies of the artifact equipments attached to the attacking modified creature. That is, you're creating more permanents, more counters, and you're just overall adding to all the effects that you have. This is an awesome Esper commander, and Cloud, Midgar Mercenary, and I just learned what Midgar is. Midgar is a place in Final Fantasy. Don't hate me. I know y'all hate me because I didn't know that, but at least I'm being honest. Anyways, yeah, Arna Kennerud, Cloud works with them very well. So thank you for watching this video on Cloud Midgar Mercenary. Thank you for joining me on my journey to learning more about the Final Fantasy lore with my friends help all the way in Arizona. Shout out to Vinny. Otherwise, I think Cloud's going to be an awesome commander for Voltron and tutoring artifact equipments. There's a bunch of Voltron commanders out there that we haven't even talked about. And I think this Final Fantasy set is going to bring more artifact equipments that are playable. And there's going to be so many artifact equipments in the Magic universe now that they are relevant and you should not overlook them. I know this game has so many cards that it's hard to know all the cards. You got to start somewhere. But Final Fantasy, in my opinion, is bringing light to artifact equipments, and you better not underestimate them. They can go in a lot of decks. It just does something of that effect. Something that you just might need while you're brewing. Thank you for watching the video. I'm out, Commander Claw. Stay tuned for the next video.